I want to start this transmission off by saying life is for living. Like, life is for living. I was hearing that just a few minutes ago, and it's something that I meditate on and I think about a lot. And the reason why I want to, before I even get into the transmission around the actual container, I want to talk a little bit about us stepping into the atmosphere of the 6 month. The word that I heard for June that I want to speak to you and that I want to speak over you is groundbreaking. June is going to be a groundbreaking month. And while that may seem exciting, there needs to be a lot of strategy and preparation for the month of June. We are headed into the second half of 2026. And I don't know how the first half of 2026 individually looked for you, but if it looked anything for you like it looked for me, it was a lot of testing. It was a lot of testing. It was a lot of refining. It was a lot of purifying. And through it all, I maintain the belief that life is for living. Something that I said on a transmission is how I squeeze every single moment of goodness out of any given day at any given time that I can. And so I just want to tell you, life is for living. Do not, even in this work, even in whatever your self development, personal development, even in whatever you're doing to get from one level to the next, be present with your life and understand that life is always, always, always for living. Life is not, I don't believe, and let me say this, and this is why I am of service to people, because I am a teacher and a student of living my best life. I believe that we are here in this physical realm to live our absolute best life. And so, whatever quality and level of life that you are living in, there is more. There is more past this level. There is more health. There is more money. There is more peace. There is more love. There is more for you to experience in the best way possible. And so let's talk about the 3D cheat code and why exactly you may need the 3D cheat code, or what exactly is the 3D cheat code. First of all, let's talk about 3D. The 3D is the physical. It is the material. It is the scene. It is the earth. It is the physical realm. It is where we experience life. Until you get understanding of realms and dimension, we really just live life. That is what most people consider to be the 3D. It is not life in its entirety, but it is where all of our senses validate life. That is in this physical realm. The reason why I feel that we need the 3D cheat code is, to be honest, I believe that the 3D has been cheating us. I believe that this physical realm, this material realm, this seen realm has been cheating us. I believe that, and I said this physical realm is a ruthless master, and it is a horrible leader. It is a ruthless master. It will show us contrary to what is our truth, what is our desire, what is our want. There is opposition that occurs in the realm of the 3D. And a lot of modalities that teach about manifestation and having, and even there's not enough conversation, first of all, about opposition that shows up in the 3D, and then the 3D itself. So there's not, because this physical realm is the place of our having, it is the place of our harvest. The last thing that I think we should be doing is ignoring it, is to be detached from it. If you've been gaining information and getting information and doing and hearing every single thing you feel like you're supposed to do, and nothing is working, I invite you to spend, starting June 6th, the next 21 days with me in this container. These 21 days are going to benefit you. They're going to benefit you because we are going to deal exclusively and entirely with this physical realm, with this 3D. And the 3D itself, it's its own entity. It is its own realm. It is its own dimension. because this is the place of my having, because this is the place where I experience the love and the ease and the joy and the money and the health, why would I ignore it? Why would I detach? When a farmer plants a seed, they care about the soil. They care about the weather. They care about the season. They care about what would interfere with their harvest. We're taught this in scripture and in science. This is not, but I think the reason why people say to ignore it is because they make the process of manifestation and materialization exclusively an internal work. And from Genesis to Revelation, and with all the brain content and the science content that I have been pretty much consuming, I think the last thing that we need to do is to ignore the 3D. I think the 3D is a not wonderful. Until you're aware, it is a place to observe feedback. It gives you feedback. It lets you know in real time who you are. If something is opposite of how you feel, then you'll be triggered. You will start to spiral. You will get discouraged. You will be scared. And that is why I said it is a ruthless master and a horrible leader. So in this container, in understanding 3D, what I have seen in the work that I've been doing with myself and with my clients in relation to, and what I want to share here is I want to share with you the supernaturalness of this physical realm. I want to share with you strategy about this physical realm. I want to go in depth with what this 3D, this physical, this material, this seen realm really is, how it responds to the seed, how it responds to the work, and how it ultimately gives you and manifests your harvest. Right now in your life, you are already day by day, moment by moment, frame by frame, seeing the evidence. The 3D is already painting to you a narrative. It's already showing you and giving you a truth, whether it is a truth that got here and got programmed unconsciously, unintentionally, whatever the case may be. What it is showing you is not its own. It didn't get here. It's not showing you this merit just on its own. And there is a way, a very strategic, supernatural way that you can completely delete and dissolve all the evidence of what you don't want in the 3D and get rid of it and collapse it and give the 3D the opportunity to show you new. And I believe, which is why I wanted to make this container, that involves the actual involvement of this physical realm. So, every single thing that, again, I have been reading when I talk about the 3D, taking something from the unseen realm, from a thought, from an intention, from a prayer, from a belief, all of those things are unseen, into the seen realm takes work, very intentional work. I don't think that there's enough conversation about how much work it takes. It doesn't have to be struggle work. It doesn't have to be hard work. It doesn't have to be consuming work. It doesn't have to be painful work. It will be polarizing, but it is intentional work. It is conscious work. There are things that you should know about the 3D that will make this process easier to navigate. Like I said earlier, and I will say it again, the 3D, this physical realm, is a ruthless master. It seeks, because we are not conscious and understanding it, it will seek to master you, because that's the authority that we have given it to master us, to lead us. We live a life where if we decide something and the 3D shows us contrary, then based on what we see out there, then we start to spiral. We start to doubt our own authority, our own rulership, our own power. And so this is why I believe we need to take back not even take back. We need to, first of all, gain understanding about this physical realm. One of the things that I want to teach you, and it's really, I believe, I want to teach you what this physical realm responds to. I said this earlier on the live that did not get recorded and get saved, so that's why I'm recording this again. what I want to tell you is that through this intentional work, through seeing evidence, through trying and testing all that I'm going to share in that container, I truly believe that there is a level of specificity. You know what I'm trying to say. I believe that the 3D responds to very precise and specific strategy. And we will get into that inside the container. And one of the things that we're going to do is it's not just going to be information, it is going to be application. And so, therefore, within the container, we are going to have several 3-day manifestation challenges within the container. There is going to be a cheat code workbook. There is going to be daily focus prompts and rampages. Sometimes people don't know what to say. People don't know, I don't know what to affirm. I don't know what to decree. And ultimately, and here's another thing I want to tell you, everybody navigates life differently. The way that your physical reality is programmed, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a reflection of how it's been programmed. It's not the way that somebody else's physical reality has been programmed. But ultimately, the strategy and the insight to get what you want is really ultimately the same. So we're going to, what else did I want to tell you about it? There's a lot over the last year that I have really found out, figured out, tested, struggled through, cried through to see why the 3D is the 3D. Here is another aspect that I think that for me, I needed that I didn't see a lot of. That's another reason why I want this container. I was looking for something that wasn't out there. In the Bible, it says that it is the witness of 2 or 3 that establish a matter. In order for something to become matter, we are multidimensional. I think a lot of times we think that we are in faith and it's very surface. That's just one aspect of who we are. But ultimately, the fact that we're triggered, the fact that we are challenged means, do you believe this with all of you? Do you believe it physically? How is your nervous system around this thing? How is your thoughts around this thing? How is your feelings around this thing? There will be people that tell you that feelings don't matter. One of the ways that we cultivate belief is through emotional involvement. If something scares you, you don't need to saturate your mind or decree 500 times, I'm afraid of that dog. All it takes is one time of some intense feelings, and the fear around the dog or the fear around the sickness is solidified. So I absolutely believe that emotional involvement is necessary in cultivating belief and getting a response back from your physical realm. So because of that, something that I'm going to do with you all is we're going to have moments of momentum. And once you get into the container, I'll talk to you about it. In other containers, we've had integration and saturation sessions. We're not going to have that in this container. We're going to have moments of momentum. Every single day in this container, you are going to get something from me every day, whether it is audio, whether it's in writing, but you are going to get something from me where ultimately I am going to teach you for the rest of your life how to cheat the 3D instead of the 3D cheating you. So I want to let you know also, as I kind of end this, I don't think I'm going to take as long as I did on the live. If you are thinking about being a part of this community, then again, I want you to hold on to the word, and we will be in the atmosphere of the groundbreaking in this container. I also want you to make the commitment, if you're joining, that for the next 21 days, that you do the work every single day. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want to have maybe like a weekly call where people had to like join and it was going to be an hour worth of information. I wanted to give it in smaller, more intense pocket. I wanted to give smaller, more intense pockets of information. And it's going to be work that you do every day. Some key points. I want you to, even if you can't in real time participate, I still want to know that you're doing the work. It's going to be daily work. And I believe that once you see how the work works, you're going to want to and need to be present with it every day. I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight is that's really a huge deal on how to deal with the 3D. It really, because we're living life every single day. We're not ever taking a break from showing up in life. So we're always in this dance, this involvement with the 3D. So I don't want you to hear the work and on a day by day basis and get behind and sit on. I really want you to make a commitment to show up every single day and do the work. And again, this is going to be deep work. This is going to be intense work. This is work that will be one of the reasons why I made the decision to not just, first of all, I believe in community. I like to hold space with people. I like to know that people are invested, not just with their money, but with their time, with their agreement. I love containers and I love community for that reason. So this is an investment, not just in money, but in your time, in your agreement, and in your energy. Another thing I want to tell you, if you're thinking about joining this container, is that I'm going to want you to, there's going to be written work here. So I want you to be prepared. And we'll talk about this a lot once the sales close for the container. Then I'm going to send out to all of you that sign up. I'll like send you out what I need. But the biggest thing is going to be just your time and your attention. I think the only other thing I want to say, and this is a big deal for me, like this is a big deal. I have done a lot of shifting, a lot of growing, and regardless to how long you've been in relationship with me in whatever way, if you've worked with me privately, if you've been in containers, if you've only just listened to me through YouTube, through the ministry, whenever, however you've been in my space, you've been in my energy, I want you to allow for me to show up for you. I want you to give me the opportunity. I want you to give me your agreement that you are going to allow me to show up for you in a way that I've never shown up. I want you to allow me to speak language to you that you may have never heard from me or that you may have never heard before. And I want you to know that in this, you are going to gain life-changing information and that you are going to get something from me that you've never had before. And so I just want your agreement that you will allow me to show up for you in the realest, most current version of who I am right now. So yes, thank you for your time, and I will see you on the other side of the container. Thank you all for listening. Bye.